I'm Michael Harris, online editor of HydroWorld.com for Penwell, and here are this week's Hydro headlines. Starting off in Europe, three companies made plays this past week for French engineering giant Alstom. Included in a $12.2 billion joint deal proposed by Siemens AG and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries on the 17th is a stipulation that would give Mitsubishi a 20% share in Alstom's hydro division. MHI would also gain a 20% interest in Alstom's grid business and a 40% interest in its steam and nuclear arms. Meanwhile, General Electric countered the Siemens MHI bid with a revision to its original proposal, appealing to the French government with promises of more than 1,000 new jobs. GE's deal would see it create three new joint ventures with Alstom in which each company will hold a 50% interest. Included would be one for Alstom's hydro and wind units, another for its nuclear and steam operations, and the third for its grid business. Alstom's hydro arm showed a strong performance through this past fiscal year, posting a 40% increase over the past year. For full details of both proposals, visit HydroWorld.com. Now in the United States, Voith Hydro has shipped 3 stators and distributors to American Municipal Power's 72-megawatt Smithland project on Kentucky's Ohio River. Voith says the stators were manufactured entirely at its manufacturing facility in Hannibal, Ohio, while the distributors were assembled in Hannibal with parts manufactured at its plant in York, Pennsylvania. The suppliers previously provided equipment for AMP's other Ohio River projects, including the 88-megawatt Cannelton, 105-megawatt Meldal, and 44-megawatt Willow Island. The shipment to Smithland is its last for the Ohio River projects, Voith says, and represents the largest new hydropower development undertaken in the United States in recent years. Moving now to South America, Vancouver-based Los Andes Copper Limited and Icafal Inversiones SA have entered into an agreement to develop and finance a 28 to 30 megawatt hydropower plant on Chile's Rosine River. Acting through a wholly owned subsidiary to be named Rosine SPA, Los Andes will incorporate a new company to own, develop, build, and operate the project. Meanwhile, Icafal has agreed to invest $7.5 million into the subsidiary, but $2 million will be used to finance development of the plant, with the remainder to partially fund construction pending the project's regulatory approvals. The investment also gives Icafal a 36.3% share in the unnamed subsidiary. Los Andes says Rosine will be complete in about 4 years, at which point its revenues will be used to offset costs of its Chilean mining operations. And last, operation and maintenance issues are both issues near and dear to every hydropower project developer, owner, and operator, and they will again be key topics of discussion at HydroVision International. We recently had a chance to catch up with Black & Veatch senior mechanical engineer Tom Brittain, who is serving as chair for HydroVision's O&M track.
The hot topic that we're covering from the hydro perspective overall, there's a couple of them. One of them is about cybersecurity and grid stability. And this is at the very end of the conference on the last day, Friday. But it's really an important topic for a lot of people, because if you own a plant, if you own transmission connections to a plant, if you are concerned with at all being part of the producing of stable grid operation, which hydro is a very, very big part of that, then this is a track that's going to be right up your alley, because we just need to learn about this. And it's a very new topic, and it's a very tech-intensive topic, but it really goes back to the governors and exciters and some of those control systems that keep things running stable and in control, and at the same time going with these new technologies for communications. And so there's concerns about cybersecurity, and everybody's dealing with it. And this is going to be an area where there's going to be some experts talking about ways to work with the new regulations and with the new requirements, both technically, there's a lot of technical requirements, and also there's a lot of compliance requirements. So both of those are very important parts of that. We've got a good track this year on the balance of plant things that will basically ruin your plans, your operations, your budget. It's called silent killers, and it's those things that just run all the time, and they don't really quite get the maintenance and interest of most plants. They're focused on that powertrain, and so you go to do an outage and you need a crane, and if the crane breaks down partway through the outage, you're in big trouble. You've got things that are essential to the operation of the plant. A silly compressor, if it goes down, it takes the whole plant down, so we have redundant compressors. But what about if they both go down? These things happen occasionally, So that silent killer session, I think, is going to be a really fun one. And then there's one other one that I like in particular. It's really going to be interesting for young engineers, but I've also found that from looking at the content, it's going to be really good for people like me that have been in this business quite a while. And it's about maintenance tips and tricks, and it's going to be talking a lot about resources that are available, both things you have to buy, but there's also a lot of things out there that are available that are free, put out by a lot of different entities, both governmental and private, and those are going to be discussed in a lot of different angles to help a person to broaden his knowledge base of resources.
Now in its 20th year, HydroVision International is the world's largest event dedicated to the hydropower industry. This year's conference and exhibition takes place July 22nd through 25th at Nashville's Music City Center. For more information, visit hydroevent.com. Watch for this newscast each and every week, brought to you by Hydro Consulting and Maintenance Services. To learn more about HCMS, stop by booth number 1000 at HydroVision International for a special exhibitor showcase on Wednesday, July 23rd at 9:15 and Thursday, July 24th at 10:30. All attendees will also be placed in a drawing for a week at a beachfront condo in Florida. That's the news for this week. Be sure to connect with our Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter feeds for even more ways to interact.